telling them we not bele. The people that we bele oh. We were telling them we not bele. Representative, senator, minister, president, very suffering us today. Oh, Allah be real. Some people you can see and be real. Liberians suffering, Liberians. We see it, we don't do it nothing. Liberians suffering, Liberians. We see it, we don't do it nothing. Liberian people suffering, Liberians today. We see it, we don't do it nothing. Liberians, what we will do? We tire with war, we tire with destruction. We tire with tribalism, people chasing special interest. Special interest, we are tired. We are tired. Tired. We are tired. Liberians suffering, Liberians today. We see it, we are doing nothing. That always in the last of the people's life. At the end of the month, no salary, no salary. Security day and not rest in the last of the people's life. At the end of the month, no salary. The simple US coming from, and the simple the people carrying the US dollar.
Just in the market.
We're telling them,
Check it. See, love is the key. Together we can move on.
Yes.
Come on, one trust united, we can hold on. Of course, move on. It's time to move on. There is no development that we can boast of. Killing a fellow man, jack for riches. Crossing the foreign invest a lot of hitches. Some because you want to take. My children are a slave, no unity. We die in poverty. Yeah, no attention for the disability. Forget the war, being sorry and all that. That we stand divided, we go fall flat. Yeah, that's go fall flat. Now a woman won't call her, till the man won't call. Look at that. Now a woman won't call her, till the man won't call you. The increase in the price of the something in my say. The increase in the price of the something in my say. I say, the increase in the price of the something in my say.
they're coming again, they're coming to fool us. We were telling us we are better. Liberia is the one who we are. No one to go, no one to run. Liberians, let us stop corruption to rebuild our great nation. Liberians don't be international community for our problems. Our problems is ourselves. Liberians suffering, Liberians today. We see it, we are doing nothing. Shoot number, just a
All right. Hey, Esther, what's up? Happy Easter. Hey, wow, my sister. Good to see you here. Hey, Chris. Well, let me say good afternoon to all of you. I was sharing a video, that's why I went silent. But it's a pleasure. Happy Easter to all of you. Right, hopefully try my best. I'm not going to be here long today. It's a happy Easter to all of you, and I do all of you. Thank you for joining in. Thanks for stepping in, even just for a few seconds, and you just pop in and you go. That's fine. It means a lot as well. That's great. God bless you. God bless you. Right. Look, this is a video I saved, you know, when did I save it? 2017, I think. Yeah, when Justin Trudeau was, this Canada now talking about, when Justin was going around raising the issue, making a case for him to be re-elected or so. And then he went to, he went to a town hall to address his citizens. You know the way they can be moving around right now. You know, our leaders are moving around from place to place. I mean, for, I don't know, not even campaign here, but people are so busy with campaigning thing. Justin Trudeau went to a town hall meeting, and he met a citizen there. But one of the questions that came out from there, I will show you the video clip. One of the questions that came out from there, I dare anybody in Liberia, you won't ask. I can ask the Prime Minister such a question right here. I can stand right before him and pose a question, like just the same way this guy addressed the question. But in Liberia, probably, if you are brave to answer it, right after, if you are brave to ask it, right after asking that question, I'm sure I know the Secret Service, they got Secret Service in Liberia, right? The Secret Service will look for you, definitely. So I want you to listen to the question before I move further. Let me see if I can position this thing. Then listen to this guy and the question he asked. I'm sure. Listen to this guy and the question he asked. Man, Jethro, I mean, let me lay the foundation, man. You can come. Let's discuss if you have time. That'll be great. Listen to this guy and see his. Let me turn the camera around. I want you to see him. I don't let it bang here, man. I don't let it be on. I'll be hearing this notification of this and that. Okay, this is the town hall meeting in 2017 with Justin Trudeau. The guys that move around and thing. Happy Easter to you, Madam Yuma. I want you to listen to this question, which I'm saying that I don't care however you brave. Well, in Liberia, under this leadership, no, you can ask the question like that. Even if you are brave to answer. In fact, before you finish answering, asking that question, people will be yelling at you. Shut up, man. That question there, this and that. But listen to this guy. Everybody was quiet. In fact, I think he was called upon. He was called upon to ask.
Gentleman in the red hat, please go ahead. I'm happy to take your question.
I thank you for coming to Calgary. My name is Merle Treleski.
Hello, Merle.
It seems, Justin Trudeau, that as you travel across this country, unless I'm not good at hearing, you've been saying, you've been saying two different messages. Down east, you've been telling people that you want to kill the single biggest employer in our province. You're in Alberta right now, sir. You're not in Ottawa. Yet, when you come to Calgary, you tell people you're sorry.
At this time, Justin Trudeau was already president, and then he wanted to go back for the second term. He was already president. Yeah, maybe I don't like it, man. So, and then he woke up, he going from one county to another, one city to another town hall meeting, and he met these guys, or this little crowd there.
You're in our province. You're in Alberta right now, sir. You're not in Ottawa. Yet when you come to Calgary, you tell people you're sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. There is one of two things, Mr. Prime Minister. You are either a liar or you're confused. And I'm beginning to think it's both. Because you cannot come down to this province and attack the single biggest employer that employs hundreds of thousands of people. And I'll finish here in a minute. Over half this crowd, probably 80% of these people in this room, are university students. They're going to depend on a job that relies on what this shirt says. I love the oil sands. And yet you're attacking their future. Will you take back that remark? Will you retract it utterly and completely and tell Albertans that you are not here to attack the Alberta oil sands and that you will support it and you will do nothing to stop the Keystone Pipeline?
Let me answer the question. We'll go to the, before Justin to the comment, let me go back.
Gentleman in the red hat, please go ahead. I'm happy to take your question.
Here you go.
I thank you for coming to Calgary. My name is Merle Treleski.
Hello, Merle.
It seems, Justin Trudeau, that as you travel across this country, unless I'm not good at hearing, you've been saying, you've been saying two different messages. Down east, you've been telling people that you want to kill the single biggest employer in our province. You're in Alberta right now, sir. You're not in Ottawa. Yet when you come to Calgary, you tell people you're sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. There is one of two things, Mr. Prime Minister. You are either a liar or you're confused. And I'm beginning to think it's both. Because you cannot come down to this province and attack the single biggest employer that employs hundreds of thousands of people. And I'll finish here in a minute. Over half this crowd, probably 80% of these people in this room, are university students. They're going to depend on a job that relies on what this shirt says. I love the oil sands. And yet you're attacking their future. Will you take back that remark? Will you retract it utterly and completely and tell Albertans that you are not here to attack the Alberta oil sands and that you will support it and you will do nothing to stop the Keystone Pipeline?
I have been extremely consistent in what I have said to Canadians over the past years. I have said repeatedly in many situations.
All right, I just wanted for you to see the expression of Justin Trudeau as well after that question, because in the context of African, forget it, I can't take your call now. In the context of Africa, you ask that kind of question to to your leader. Probably either the chance will not be given you for you to complete your question, or the leader will come back with anger. Let me macroscope this in the context of Liberia right now. Even Mark Elling exhibited that. Right now, you asked, you posed a question like this to President George Weah. Somebody trying to comment. Let me tell you, I'm on live. You post questions like that to President George Weah. Forget it. Forget it. Hey, yeah. You might be giving it. Perhaps you might be given a chance to end that question, or like the way in a mix of different people like this in Liberia, your own friends then will start jittering you. Oh, shut up, man! That question there. Oh, shut up! You telling the man this and that type of thing. And then it can go on WhatsApp, brother. Here, so long you're watching here now, easy for us to be connected. Let me check say whether you are active. Yeah, you are here active. So I'll just put a call to you. It's okay here. So I need to pause. I need to mute this thing. I don't like this bang bang here. Let me mute the website. So definitely you're not feeling. And then for our leaders, Africa as a whole, such as this question that the brother asked, they will be angry to respond, and they will respond very, very harshly. I know, but particularly in the context of Liberia, President George Weah, no way, that one by you enemy for good from that day. Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did the same thing. She got angry when this lady went to do a documentary about the War and Economic Crimes Code. She's one of those. In fact, her interview is in one of the documentaries that is now being sold on YouTube. It's called Camp 77, Camp 72. But they're talking about camps. They're talking about 72nd. And this lady by chance managed to go somewhere that the president was discussing, and she really wanted to pose the question across about her involvement in the war, and why is it that it's taking too long for the TRC to come, recommendations to come into effect. The woman posed the question. The guys who controlling the media, they got angry. The woman, and in fact, the president, the former president, didn't answer. No, and they just swept that question under the carpet. But you see the difference? Justin Trudeau, as a prime minister, serving prime minister, and then wanting to go back, was challenged by his own citizens, his constituents, and asked and put a straight question to him. And even said that all of this thing you've been saying and whatsoever, when you go to the other place south, you say different thing. You go on the other side, you say something. Then he said, and I quote, you heard him saying, right? Either you are a liar or something. Will you be brave to tell President John Weir that? To stay asking him questions. President Weir, you talked about giving $2 million in 2020, right? You talked about giving $2 million to the Ministry of Gender to fight gender-based violence or so. And we have funded from I'm trying to put a question now. And we have funded from the Ministry of Gender that they haven't received the money yet also. So, we are, either you are a liar or something else happening somewhere. Whoa. Imagine somebody asking that kind of question. The Liberian president, like President Joe Weir. If you answer that question, maybe if you lucky enough, you finish it, the answer will be different from the way the former prime minister answered his colleague. So welcome to the show. Just to get you aware of some issues. They coming. We're going to be very busy. We're going to be busy here. We're going to be in Nigeria. We'll have 2 interviews coming up in Nigeria. We'll have human rights activists and social media influencer as well. And yeah, we'll be talking about Nigeria, a lot of issues. The Jubu girls issue, we'll be talking about them. Up to now, we still have, let me see, by virtue of the fast checking. The Chibu girls, we all remember them, right? On April 14, 2014, they were the girls that were captured from the campus. On their dormitory, the girls were captured and taken, and there were a number of 276. And at the time I was working for Radio LIB, we joined the protest. We're sitting here in my studio, and I was here on we had up to in about 7 different chat rooms, made up of Nigerian citizens as well. And then we have this, Pan-Africanism, chat room as well. And up to now, we're in that chat room. Almost the whole continent is represented there. And we discuss a lot of stuff there. We bring countries on, presidents on, and discuss it across Africa and things. We took head on that campaign. Yes, me too. I interviewed somebody from there live on those girls from, a very renowned activist in Nigeria, Lagos. She was in Lagos at the time. And we raised the profile of it. So my advocacy is not like I'm limiting it to Liberia. No, even here, I will engage every day, everywhere. Those 276 Chibu girls that were kidnapped then, 57 of them actually, managed to escape. They put the word escape. 7 were found. Then 103 were released. Those 103 that were released, it was based on the negotiation, the Nigerian government, Buhari-led government, and Boko Haram. As we stand, 109 girls or women now are still missing. 109. Yeah. This is sad. It's a very sad story. And they claimed the attention of the world as well. Obama himself, Madame Obama herself, Mrs. Obama, they all got, you know, a lot of people got in the campaign. If you ever saw the campaign, bring back our girls, it was about the Chibok girls. Yeah, Boko Haram took them. So as we speak, just to update you on it, 276 girls, April 14, 2014, were kidnapped from their dormitory. 57 of them escaped. 7 of them were found. Okay, you know, those are escaped now. Some of them, you know, when the police, when the army went to actually search for them in the forest, you know, and look for Boko Haram as well, they were able to find 7 of them. Then 103 negotiation went on between Boko Haram and the leadership of the Buhari government. So they reached some sort of a conclusion, and this, you know, and they were able to release that one. It was done in the faces of journalists, international body. I followed it live that day. Somebody posted, somebody was live from our chat room, that the Pan-Africanist chat room. So the 103 were released. Now, as we speak, imagine, since 2014 to now, 109 are still missing. So meaning they have become absolute wives. They become baby mothers now for those guys, those guys in the bush. But one thing I want to, before as we going gradually into this discussion, that will lead me to profiling what I'm here to discuss today. These days, let me see. Okay, okay, we're gonna start with the story of this little girl, a baby that just lost her life in the clinic. And the reason I decided to come and raise a profile of this case, I've contacted the justice minister already. Told him about this case as a case that should raise attention, all of our attention as well, and we will discuss it. But I thought to highlight this issue because I remember, let me see, I remember when the case of those girls came up, one of the Nobel Peace Prize winners, the lady who, at the time she was 13 years old, the lady who won the Nobel Peace Prize alone and received it along with Madame Lima Gbowe of Liberia and former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That lady, her name is Malala Yusuf. Malala Yusuf was a 13-year-old that was shot in the head by the Taliban. And thankfully, she was able to survive. She survived. They shot her because she was protesting. She led the young girls to protest for them to have a right to go to school. But the Taliban were refusing that the girls, up to now, girls shouldn't go to school. So Malala Yusuf, she was desperate to go to school, although she came from a very poor family or so. She got hit by a bullet. Thankfully, her case was raised at the high up, and she was rescued. She was taken abroad, treated, and she got well. But then she decided to say, I will continue my advocacy. Just within that time, she was lying there in hospital. She was still advocating for girls to go to school. Not only in that part of the world. Okay. Not only in Pakistan, but also across the world. I have listened to her. In fact, she's one of my icons, actually. She's so brave. Yeah. And she went in the hospital, she was still talking. Then she was picked up by the Nobel Peace Prize Committee. That's how they nominated her, and she won it. The day she went to receive it, she was together with Madam Lima Bowie, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. In fact, I think they took a picture together. But this lady, up to now, when she heard about the issue of the Chibok girls, she went and visited Nigeria. Those girls, there were three girls. Yeah, there were three girls that were actually, yeah, three girls. Government took, exception. In fact, they escaped on their own and they ended up finding them anyway. They were to take them straight. Buhari sent for them. Muhammadu Buhari, president of Nigeria, sent for them, and from there, they treated them. So government started taking it up. As I speak to you now, they stay, in the care of the Nigerian government, and they are into education now. Stay into education as well and being supported. Malala Yusuf left England and went to visit them and went to give them a reassurance. Even when you are out of the university now, tomorrow, please continue to speak for girls. I think Malala Yusuf is using her Nobel Peace Prize wisely. This lady is still talking. She's still advocating. She does not draw the line anywhere to say, well, I'm from Pakistan, so I don't think I should talk for Black Africans. No. Every day she's blasting, she's talking about this, she's talking about that. It's quite different as compared to our Nobel Peace Prize winners of Liberia. And that's why I continue to be angry with this whole thing here. I continue to be angry with Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and I continue to be angry. If you are here, you for those people then, perhaps if you don't want to hear me blasting on them, I'll keep blasting, then you can leave. But Madam Lima Bowie, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, they are not using their Nobel Peace Prize wisely. I'm saying this because these incidents that are going on, including the how they call it, the secret killings or mysterious deaths, also rape and thing, I have not heard them coming up to say anything. I have not heard them. I don't know if this guy is, my brother is still here. Okay, he's not here now. I think he's gone. I wanted to take you on. Okay, he's not here now. They are not talking. Because I was there the whole of 2020, 2021 almost. I was there. Thank you very much. Happy Easter. I was there. And I was there when the rape issue, the issue of rape was high. Organized protests. Yes. Moving from one radio station to another. And we end up having a very big protest. Up to the point of having that protest, these women, I never heard them on the radio condemning it. Also, I think Emmanuel is back. Let me see. J. Emmanuel Cole. Okay. Jay, I'm adding you. Just watch my video coming. And when you come now, then we can discuss this little child issue, because I want to call on the government to take this case. Perhaps we can highlight this case as a first of its kind in Liberia. It falls under medical negligence policy. So I hope, okay, we're getting J. Emmanuel Cole now. He's coming Liberia, that how people can come in from Liberia, they can come slow, because the internet can be shooting them. When they cross the Atlantic Ocean, then they cross another bush, they cross another internet reach to RIA. He said no current. Then sometimes sometimes internet will go back. He said, but when we no current, I will pass there and go into Memorial and reach to Emmanuel Kure.
Yeah.
Leader, what's up? How
Thankfully,
you
we got
doing?
current today. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
Thankfully,
take
we
it.
have current today.
Yeah, increase the camera a little bit somehow so that people can see you as well. When they see you one eyeball.
Okay. Okay,
Um,
just hold on. Let me try to get us set up quickly.
when you get out again, I
I
don't know
just ran.
where you come out. Go.
No, I'm on. You can just hold it. You can just hold on.
Okay, no problem. Okay, good. So that is it. Bella will come is a strong advocate. I remember the case I was just telling you guys about. Emmanuel and I was in Liberia and we worked together on a couple of protests as well. Emmanuel, still the camera is upside down. Yeah, just maybe you can go out and come back. Happy Easter, my dear sister. Vic, what's up? Happy Easter to you. And so this issue, I know I get, look, if you are on the medical side, especially some of you that are on the medical side, and you know about medical negligence. I want you to call later and let's talk about it. Because this case I'm about to highlight here, it just happened. But I will left for you to hear from the father. And this afternoon, I wrote the Minister of Justice. I sent him a video and I told him that there is a need for the Ministry of Justice to raise a case against the Ministry of Health / the particular clinic in question. Because this is medical negligence. A child of 1 year and 9 months old dying after administering medication to them is medical negligence. According to the parents, yes, the clinic or somebody in the clinic. All right, let me see again. Okay, yeah. Somebody in the clinic administered the drugs. And we will end up with the case of Princess Cooper and Mr. Tugba. Tomorrow, according to the government, they're giving us the report, autopsy report. But we'll go inside it a little bit because can you imagine this is the first African republic? Sometimes when I meet my Pan-African brothers and we're talking about Africa, I can be ashamed to talk about Liberia because the Ghanaian can ask me, you ever got independence or so? Yeah, okay, you got independent African country get report, but what do you have? Yeah, sometimes the Ghanaian can choke me up, you know what I'm saying? But they're right. Imagine somebody die in Liberia mysteriously and we're looking for a clue and thing. We have to collect the specimen and take it to Ghana. Go analyze and go pay heavy money to the people and come back home. Oh my, Emmanuel, welcome, brother. It's a pleasure, man, to have you on the platform. Profile Liberia, Profile 1847, and happy Easter, brother. Thank you, leader. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you. I'm sorry for the blur camera. I'm trying to get it current up to 20.
We were managing. Thank God, at least they are in a Christmas light, but we can still see you. We understand.
You can hear me loud and clear, right?
Yeah, at least the voice we hear it. Yeah.
Thank you.
When we send it back, after when we send it to YouTube, we play with it and it will sound good. Yeah. So yeah, it's good to see you, my man. It's good to see you, leader. But let's start off first of all. I mean, with respect to the atmosphere of Easter, celebration or Easter observance. Also, how was it from yesterday, Easter Friday, to today, Easter Sunday in Liberia?
Yeah, it has been a sober reflection for us Christians. We know that our Savior he lived a blameless life, but he was murdered, he was crucified, and on today he's raising from the dead. So we are very glad and we are happy. I have gone to most of the churches. I passed by early this morning. I saw they have well decorated or designed their people paying their church and so in commemoration of this day. And we are so glad that has given us passion to do whatsoever thing we do, because we are a follower of Jesus Christ, and then his lifestyle, which is very hard to live, but yet we are striving to. And it has helped us to know that humanity matters to us a lot. We all should share love. And it is only love that will light the world. So it is that love that we hold within our hearts so dearly. This is why sometimes we move on to do some things we do. I'm so glad that, yes, Christ died. I'm so glad that he was raised from the dead. I'm so glad that today we can have victory over death.
Yeah, I'll come in. We talk a little bit about that, then we jump into some of the trending issues. But I know I talk it's good for sometimes for these things to come from the houses themselves more. Tell a little bit, because there are people that are seeing you for the first time, and on the platform here, and also going to be hearing you for the first time. Tell a little bit about yourself, man. What are you up to now as well?
Thank you very much. I am Jethro Emmanuel Kula. I am born to Mr. and Mrs. James Kole. My parents, Comfort Kole and James Kole, and I came from a little village between Bentor and Kirisburg called Bolokbalashu. Here, my village name. And I came from a mother day training where I was always wrong. And we were always wrong for children. And the reason why she passed such judgment on us, we were always wrong, because she said if you had sat home, no one would have looked for you, or you wouldn't have got any problem here, right? So she always said we were wrong. But that training has made me into a different kind of man, right? I hate injustice so dearly. I am an accountant by profession. I worked as an internal auditor in government. I was prematurely fired. In fact, I was given 2 suspension letters that have not spoken on many platforms. I have not spoken publicly. In July 2019, July 2nd, 2019, I have gone to Kingsville number 7 area wherein the boy was shot by police. And Moses Carter said they shot in the air. I have gone there to go and stand by them to do a video documentary of what happened there. And the next day when I went back to job, I saw on my desk transfer letter to go River G County. Yeah, so I had been into advocacy for many, many years now. Well, I thank God that we're still alive and we're still doing what we do. That's just a little. And I'm married. I have 3 children. 2 are adopted, so that's 5 of them I have with me as a family. My wife is caring and loving, Elvina, Colette. Yeah, so that's who I am.
Married? No, let me repeat the question again. Let me repeat the question again. You adopted 2 children?
Yes. And
wow.
Blessedly, and we didn't go through formal adoption, but
no,
I just
but the fact, I know the African context now, but the fact, the fact we want to establish, you got 3, you added, you took another 2 and added up to bring them up.
Yes. So
thank you, brother.
I'm sending all of them to school. It's a very Herculean task for a young man like me, but I think we should help somebody.
Ask the question. Yeah. Now, call your village name again. I love it. I love it.
Bolo Balashu. In Kpele, it means an area, a farmland that they have. You brush the area, or you clear the farm, and you did not burn it, or the area you burn it, but it did not burn well. So that was an old farm spot that my great-grandfather settled on. They made a farm that the farm did not burn well. Then they started sleeping there, and then later they made it into a town, a village from there, a town now. So it's called Bolobalashi here.
I must have passed through there the last time we took a ride. I got on the motorbike, and I said I want to see Bento. We went to the late Todman. I think is it Todman? We went to the residence there to have a look. Oh, my first time since I was born in Liberia to have gone that side to see Bento. I went. Yeah, it was. I must have passed through there. We had a great enjoyment of what we call our, pure palm wine and thing. It was great experience. Yeah. And I would love to go back. I would love to take another ride. Yeah, this time now it'll be great. Emmanuel and myself can go together and see.
Oh,
It's
okay,
pretty
yeah,
good.
that's good.
That's great. Oh, man, thank you, man. Look, the fact that this story you just made mention of, I mean, you in Liberia, young man. I mean, job security is not that much. Pay is not regular. You got family. You got 3 biological children. And you went great beyond to say, you know what? I want to help somebody. Let me have those two children. But I got huge respect for you, man. Thank you. I just hearing this story. I appreciate it so much, my man. Wow.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah. I'm honored. I'm honored to even have you on tonight to hear this such a fascinating story. But Emmanuel, look, this is the issue of advocacy. Now, look at the story you just explained here. You went to highlight injustice and to seek justice for somebody or the entire family. And then on top of that, people are not happy and they chasing you out of it. What do you think about what do you think? I mean, how would you analyze the concept of advocacy in Liberia? You think
It is a life risking journey, a journey where one needs to risk life. If I say that, it means that whenever you're into advocacy, first of all, you don't have so many friends. Yes, and then you don't have powerful friends that should be perhaps in government. You don't get them anymore. And then your life is at risk because what you talk about is almost like a taboo. People don't like you to even talk about such. And like I said, I was just sitting just about the same time on a Sunday, right? And then I heard the news. Posakata is saying that there was no one killed in Kingville, number 7, around May, May, or no, not May, but late June. Then I said, but people were killed. So I decided to follow this case to the end. So I went there, I just got on a car, and then I went there to find out exactly what happened. And then the people made, they gave me a pictorial evidence of what happened may have transpired. Wherein 2 little boys, Elijah Poluma and Thomas Colley, they were breadwinners. They had gone out to sell donut and then chicken feet to sell and bring food back to their parents. Unfortunately, they went missing. After 3 days, 4 days, the town decided to go in mass to write the police. Police come on so that they can search. And when they search, now they found the bodies were past extracted, which subject it to a ritualistic killing. The face on the skin, the skin face here was skinned off, and then the palm also was skinned off. Then the side of those young people were pierced, and then believed to be an internal organ was taken off, perhaps kidney or whatsoever that is, I don't know. The eyes plucked off each, and then the feet, they took out the skin, from there as well, and then they took just essential parts. I had it in my phone, but because it was very disgusting, my eyes could not behold it. So I let it go for a while. It should be on my computer. And when the people decided to stand up, because they have called the police, they have called authorities in that area, no one comes to their rescue. Police started dilly-dallying there. Every time they told them, okay, let's go with Sonny, they arrested some guys. After they freed those guys. Then the people say, but these people, we know them, they seem to be prime suspect, and you're not telling us anything. Ask police officer, then what's going on? So the people say, for now till next week, it took a month. That thing happened around May 23.
Yeah.
And then the people protested somewhere around June, late June. That was when they protested. Then when the people got in the street to cause a blockage just to hear what the people have to say. I mean, authority will say in their matter. Because 2 children, they just gone. They didn't die because of sickness. Facts are extracted, which suggests that it is a ritualistic killing.
Yeah.
Then what do we do as a government? We have to fight by all means to establish why those children died. Because that is how we prevent another occurrence, right? Or would be, right? But that was not done. So the people got in the street. They blocked the road. And then while in the road, on the road, police went there, ERU officers, they opened their guns and gunned down Abraham Tume. Abraham Tume was 17 years old. Moses Carter said, and then they also shot in the leg one boy called Sa. He's a kissy boy. He's where he currently living there. I have his number. And right now he's crippled. At times he walked, they shot him on his feet. So yeah, so out of one of the bones, according to them, they took the bullet up, but one of the bones might have been broken, the toes bone. So he does not have balance anymore. So now he's standing, he falls right, he falls. I mean, this is how he living. A guy who had no condition of such, now he's crippled. Then the other boy is called Momo Davis. Momo Davis was shot on the back of his leg. And his leg, his foot here, the bullet penetrated it, broke his leg. I had to go, took his thankfully, his auntie was a very tough-talking woman. We went to Kpakio Sudu's office and we made sure we caught that noise until they took responsibility and took him to hospital. And now I'm told he hopping on that leg. So the two, but the third guy was killed. Abraham Tume was killed. They killed him. And they shot him from the back also. Now, the Geneva Convention says, if a thief came to your house and he turns around, he tries to run, and you shot him from the back, you have killed.
Yeah.
Because he knew that he cannot withstand he cannot counter your force, right? This is how he chose to run. But to kill juvenile, unarmed juvenile. What has happened? Nothing has happened. The police, the only thing Kpakio Sudu will tell you, we bury the boy. That is not sufficient. That is not justice. Yeah. So fast forward to that, we have also, when I did all of the narration, and I sent it to very powerful lawyers, we are fighting some days. We will raise money and we're going to sue the government of Liberia to ECOWAS school. We have all the narration. We just need the money to be able to have those lawyers lying there to sue them. Yeah.
Wow, that's great. I can remember, I think it was 2021, you also led a group of conglomeration of civil society organization under the banner Citizens United Against Secret Killings. Emmanuel, were you? I mean, was that due to maybe you were so much frustrated about what was going on in your country?
Yes, it is, and that is where I am motivated, right? Look, I don't know how. I wonder how other people feel, and I must say thanks to you and all of the advocates and advocates, right? Because what brings me, I don't see many Liberians. Look, Max, if I am here today, they say that somebody was killed here, I would take my last money, go and just make sure that the person has justice. That's what I crave for. Group of young people, we were sitting, we said, but we hearing the number of mysterious death. This person has died and nothing happens. No one wants to stand up. But what if we young people stand up with those people? So we decided to come under the banner of Citizens United Against Secret Killings. And then we reach out to most of the victims or family, right? Mm-hmm. Then we told the Mona that let us have a national memorial service. Because when you say protest or demonstration, they're going to come up and beat us up again. But let us do it that way so that we will stand up and make the world to know, cry there, let the world hear your cry. You have cried in your room many days. When you come up and cry. And Max, I don't know what God made me like that, but even if I'm also into agriculture, right? If a chicken dies for me, it hurts me so badly. Yes.
If you yourself,
If my dog die, my family know I'm not happy. It makes me so sad. I feel terrible. I say, but why didn't I save a life? But I'm wondering how many Liberians or amount we are gonna feel that God gave the kind of heart to. Yeah, so I even get embarrassed. But why people give me that kind of heart? To be thinking and feeling like this. You understand? It bothers me. Sometimes I think about that. You understand? That's how we keep up. And then we took those mothers, they cried out publicly. And that brought shame and disgrace to our government, making them to understand that these people that died, we want to know what really killed them. People craving for justice. That's all we crave for.
Yeah.
You know, that's all we crave for. And somebody will say sometimes we do this thing because political or we want money. No. Even when I stood up for the people of Kingsville number 7, must imagine I rented a car to go there, but then I didn't have a car. I rented a car to go. I have not bought my car. In fact, I rented a car to go there. I spent a lot of money to go on that case. There was no return on it. And in fact, there was time that the government told me, early 2020, they said, your job, or you take down the videos and everything that you did on our social media. I said, I'm not taking anything down. You can take the job. Without warning letter, suspension letter, they fired me. Do you understand that? Yeah, it happened to me. I don't say out publicly, I just leave it because I know that sometimes when we have a very good government, I am going to sue the government for what they did to me. You understand? Yeah, so I don't talk about it. I just told my lawyer and then we are on it like that quietly. But that was what done to me. If I want that money, who wants to lose their job in a kind of terrible economy?
No way. No way. Yeah.
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 So if I was making money, I couldn't have mortgage my money. But the thing is, I am thinking, I got my brothers, my sisters, my nieces, nephews over there. One of these days, they could be victims also. Now, people dying from their homes. Powerful people. People with guns dying. Security personnel dying. Church leaders dying. Women and children, men die. So why do you think about me? It could be me. And I don't like to live in fear. So in order to conquer my fear, I must stand up against fear. Those are reasons why you saw us standing up. And I could stand up any day around without anything. And even there's another lady that took traffic more children, Moriah Lucan. I think she was guilty sometime last year or a year and a half. I went in a Todi bush, rural Masura, Todi district, because they got more victims there. I went and did video and recorded it and brought it. I share with more journalists here. That's how even you saw people really talking about it, that how even she became guilty. Yes, I did that quietly, yes. And everything I do, I spend my own money. For justice, Maxson, I go beyond. I even take food for my family's table to go and do that.
Thank you.
Because I feel good. My heart, I have great pleasure if I talk for somebody and they get justice. I feel so good. I feel so good. Yeah. I feel like you have given me $1 million. That's me.
You're right, brother.
And sometimes I can be doing it with just the last cent in my pocket. Yes. But I feel good if I do it. To be very frank. Yeah. So that's how we founded an organization and then we started Advocacy. Yeah.
That program, I was there, and to me, it was very successful, to be honest, that memorial service. Are we going to have another this year? Because I know that last year it was here. Yeah,
last year. What we have done is that recently when they had Princess Cooper's march, thankfully you have been one of those guys really calling on us. I have been down with malaria for like a week now, and but I think I have recovered anyway, thank God. So the last day I chose to stand with the guys, and then when most of those organization leaders, I met them, Big June, Prince, and most of them. I stood there, I said, okay, but then our next Sunday protest we can have, instead of protest, let us have another big memorial service. I said the cry of people invokes so much thing, emotions within many people. if even America or Europe, or the great leaders mistakenly just watch those videos, it will send so many messages to them. It might even evoke an action for them.
Yeah.
Then perhaps we just go in, we sing the same Amanda away to, those same political things. So sometimes they will use it. They will even beat us because we say protest or a march. But when we say memorial service, go put our speakers down, we stand to a particular point. We have people to come and pay tribute. Those that can cry to release themselves, cry up the loudest.
Yeah.
Let that cry go in the hearts of many. And I strongly believe that God is going to hear that cry someday. Then let's do that. And then everyone agreed. They said we should have a plan. This year we can have a very big memorial service also in honor of, or in memorial of all those who have died mysteriously, politically, or secretly. Okay. So I think it's one thing we are planning.
Yeah, I think it's worth I think for us to continue with that in good faith. We can decide to switch it around. I know last year we had it by Cathedral on Broad Street. Maybe another time could be another place as well. But it's a good one, and let's hope that it will continue to go ahead. Emmanuel, let's advance a little bit. Let's move ahead a little bit. I have two issues that I want to. I decided to talk about. There's this case that just been brought to my attention. But let me play this video, courtesy to Cool Online 2. Let me give them credit for this video. Let me play it. We'll talk about that. Then we will also talk about Princess Kubo and the autopsy report that is we are expecting tomorrow, and then we just wrap up from there. But this is our brother here. This brother is the father. But let me just instead of narrating, let's hear from him. I need to unmute.
I told you my child increased. You will have a woman until I told you my child funny. She gave my child funny, and the funny became my child weak. So my woman, sister, everything said, "Turn up funny." Then I advised, "You give the child more water, never drinks. You give the child more water, never drink." We were far looking for ORS to see what we could give the child ORS to resolve it. So as it is now, have the hospital been able to admit that the quinine injection I was given was actually the cause of the death of the child? Because I think they were trying to justify that the quinine injection has some time of time to react, and then it was given to the child, and the child was playing and all of that. And then the main part of the story is that according to what we've gathered so far, though we intending to follow up more, they say your wife or your woman was the one who insisted that the child goes home. In fact, she don't have much more money to spend to the hospital, because the more she spends time there, the more the bill increases. Is that the case? Was that the case that you managed to get how your child was released from the hospital? First of all, my woman is not going to pay. Secondly, we took our daughter for treatment, so there's no money in most human being life. So we're willing to spend, especially we're willing to spend money to make sure that my child home. If there was no money, why did I pay $11,530? If the money was money, I would have been complaining. Human being life comes first. Tell the administration of that clinic, keep it, told me sorry, they apologized to me. This is what my problem I have with you, for you to stay here and say that my woman took the child against medical advice. No, I was a medical doctor, a medical facility advised us. You keep the child there, say the child condition, and we say no, I need a medical practitioner. No, One point I want you to make clear is this. Your child was taken to the Peace Home Clinic, and they admitted the child and treated the child with drugs. And allegedly, you are saying that this drug started reacting negatively on your child after your wife had told them that the child cannot take quinine. Quinine is not good for her. And at a certain point in time, when your wife even take in quinine, it affects her. After the child started conversing, were you able to take the child back to Peace Home Clinic, or what was the situation like?
The issue was very simple. Looking at the condition of the child, we thought it was to take the child to the process clinic around the health center. Now, when that was the distance, and at that hour, we went back to now move. And you know the condition, the constraint. We found after 10 o'clock, we were leaving from another community, and the distance by walking. So we decided to take the child to the nearby clinic. So to answer your question, we make a attempt, but we were taking it under consideration the distance and the little health center we were around there to properly respond, because we didn't the emergency response
Because of the condition of the child.
the condition of the child, because the child has got weak with family. I think we can confront if or anybody, the first thing will run in your mind, let me run the child to the process clinic here, and let him clinic refer on to another clinic. We don't away.
But earlier you said when the first
conversation was very okay, it was fun. He even promised me that he's going to place call to me the next day. He did not place call to me. What made me enough for him to say that we took our child from his clinic and gave medical advice? There was a problem that we discussed in life. So if you apologize to somebody and say you regret, you're there for somebody's child, and then you go back and say that no, yes, the reason the child died because they may not listen to my advice and the got issues. Because you put your family defense, then people have to justify. We know all these things will not bring the child back. But the fact remains that if somebody make a mistake, then they realize to make a mistake. It's not for me. It's about other people. Now it's me. Who knows again? It will be very reckless and take away another person's life. So we just need some check on it that if you want to employ professional nurses, even if you're professional, sometimes professional people make mistakes. And when you make that mistakes, you consider it to be a mistake and you learn from your mistake.
Okay. So just before we leave you, there's one thing some of the viewers want to know. After the child was rushed to another clinic, after the first quinine, drip was given her and later started reacting from your home, the next clinic you took her to that night, did she receive any medication there? Did they give her any drugs?
My brother, they did not give her no drugs because the labs already taken away from her. The breath was just in her chest. When the teeth were already, the whole drug was already lack. The job is lack. Nothing you can get with the unit breath. The outwards of the child is already gone. The breath is right here. And I had, he started getting the symptoms of unit. And it shows. That was hard. Because,
and you are convinced that it is
I'm confused. Because that was argument. Normally, my woman told me she got prison. It's because she has strong resistance, she will pick it. But remember that the child in question discussed is a late child. So the reaction will be faster than elderly people.
Okay. So thank you ever so much for coming. Any other thing you want to talk about just before we leave?
Yes. One thing I want to say to the proprietor of this clinic, without me no harm. But we are asking him to be very, very careful how he treats this. Look, there is human being life. It takes people, when the woman got pregnant, you see that woman, take care of the pregnancy, give breath, take care of the child. Nobody knows the future of another person's child. That child could be another minister, another doctor. So we just want you to be very, very careful. Those who employ down there should be very, very careful because it's human being life. But if you continue to start saying negative things against her, we are praying put action against it.
Okay.
All right, Emmanuel, Mr. Colette, this is it. I don't know. Let me hear from you, man. Just from what you just heard, what do you think?
It breaks my heart that we have to be discussing the death of human being or another being as though we are discussing the death of chicken or dogs. It breaks my heart. And I think this is just an eye-opening process. because this is not just unique to this man's child, or it has happened to many people because of medical fault. Many people have lost their loved ones, and we are going through it in this nation. And it is like this because you go to many hospitals, especially government hospitals, you don't get medical supplies. You don't get how you guys say essential drugs. It will tell you so that no beds and so. So now people should have an alternative. An alternative is to go back to nearby clinics. And those nearby clinics, apparently they don't have the sophistication to be able to help people. But what needs to be done, if somebody dies in an unquestionable manner, in a questionable manner, it is wise that it be established how and what killed the person. That is one thing we need in Liberia.
Yeah.
It should not go like that. If people did it, apparently mistakenly, let it come out and apologize to the family so that it heals the wound. When people will be, when the truth is stated, it heals wound.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody will tell you, no, I didn't do it. And in fact, they shift the blame on you. To even make you to feel like you have killed your loved one.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's one thing very terrible. It's one pill that no one is willing to swallow. It's so bad. It's so bad. You understand? And there where I come in to ask our government. I work, like I told you, with the health ministry then. And then we had this similar situation where essential drugs are in very scarce quantity, very scarce. Paracetamol, the antibiotics, and all those things, you don't see it easily. So if they can give an entire hospital or clinic just a small bottle of paracetamol, which goes just within less than a day, out of maybe 6 to 7 hours, it is gone because the users are many. Then when you come, they will have to tell you to go buy your own drugs. I had a similar case right around my area there between Bentor and Kerridge Branch. A child was trembling with malaria, and the parents did not have money to carry the child to the hospital. So when I just got on the scene, I said, well, why are you people I'm not carrying the hospital? Then the lady said, my son, you didn't know that. Oh, that appealed to me. I said, okay, but then let's carry him to Bensonville Hospital. I think you saw the hospital if you went that side. And when we got there, they said we needed to pay 2,500 Liberian dollars up front to begin, to just have the boy on bed to begin treatment. And I can name many family members over there that cannot even afford such amount, like the case of them. So I have to improvise, get that amount given, then before they began the treatment. Pouring on something, they gave him drip, and then I think it was 4+ malaria, and then it was just God that really helped, right? But I'm thinking now, this is government hospital. If people will have to pay such amount before even they accept the patient, how many patients dying every day because of that?
Yeah, they were afraid to go.
Yeah. And people saying, I play that they pay money. And this is an area that used to be it used to be free. So now cost has been attached to it. People are afraid to go there because of the cost. Then how you think many people will get their treatment? You understand that? So there is a major problem. And how can we solve this problem?
Now, I think, Emmanuel, the reason I decided for us to highlight this particular case is that I think it falls under medical negligence, and if it have not been done in Liberia before, I think the family here, they need help. And that's why I have contacted the Justice Minister as well. Okay, we just lost Emmanuel due to poor connection. That's why Emmanuel going to come back, and then we'll talk about it. But guys, you just heard this brother explaining their ordeal. A child just an infant, 1 year, 9 months old, getting sick, taking the child to the hospital. And according to him, even here they can do it in the civilized. You give me a doctor, the doctor just give you prescription. No. If that the first time you interacting with that doctor, even in the case of emergency, you have records already, with your general practitioner, as we refer to them here, GP. And something happened that maybe you took a journey somewhere and something happened, you end up finding yourself in the emergency theater. Once you are conscious and you can talk, they will ask you about medication. Because allergic reaction can kill you in a second. Yes. So they will ask you. Now, these families are saying, or the brother is saying that they even reminded the nurse that was looking after the child, please do not give quinine. Quinine is also it's in the range of malaria tablets, as chloroquine as well. It's quite powerful. Please do not. Now, apparently, I'm sure, according to the story that the husband is explaining in this video, she told the wife that the reaction when I took quinine the last time as an adult, which I almost went mad. It's possible that my children or any of my child will have the same reaction. I'm sure. She had that thought and said, do not give quinine to the child. Which of course she was right then. Now, why on earth a trained medical practitioner, nurse, will go and administer a treatment to somebody when the parents refuse not to? Find another alternative. This is a huge blunder from the side of the medical practitioner that treated the child. And at the end of this video, the way I'm hearing it, he doesn't look like somebody, the father doesn't look like somebody that even want to press charges and or continue further to say, I want justice for my daughter. Now, even though he's saying, he's talking this now, he's talking openly because you don't want the same thing to happen. But if you don't want the thing to be repeated on another person, then take the case further. It's not only because if you're just talking in-house and maybe they pay small expenses or so and you leave it at that, it's not going to go out there. That's my point. It is not going to go out there. And people recklessly will continue to do the job the same way this lady did it, which is absolutely wrong. But we will continue to, Justice Forum Liberia, we will continue to push, we will continue to seek redress on this case. We'll contact the gender ministry tomorrow as well with respect to this case, and we'll make sure that indeed attention can be given it. This is medical negligence. It must be investigated. It's not yet established that indeed the treatment they offer was the one that killed the baby. But now it's not advanced country, because right now the child is being buried. So even if you want to carry on the autopsy or so, the body is no longer around. So that you're muffed up. No, we told you to do that, we told you to do that, and what's that, or they'll be saying. But we're still going to see whether we can press on and see if they can get help. Lastly, before I take leave of you, tomorrow is Monday, 18th of April, 2022. Our understanding is that, or we've been told that the autopsy report of Mr. Tugbo and Ms. Cooper, that's Princess Cooper, will be coming up tomorrow. The government will be making the report tomorrow publicly at 11 o'clock Liberian time, GMT. We anticipate that the report should be satisfactory to the family. This is a mysterious death. And we're reaching the point now that at least by tomorrow, at the end of that reading of that report, they should also be able to tell us about whoever have been arrested, all of the persons of interest. We want to know tomorrow as well. We want to know tomorrow. Have you made any arrest? The persons of interest, those people you have, can we know their names? How far are you with the investigation? When are we going to receive the conclusion of the report? Because this report they're giving is an autopsy report. Whatever they did in Liberia wasn't able to give them the fundings with respect to what actually killed these two people. To my understanding, I was told that the specimens were sent to Ghana for analyzation. Yeah, shamefully. This is the first republic of the first republic of Africa. We are still going abroad to do things that people and that other countries are supposed to be coming here, coming to Liberia to do. So much shameful. But that's the reality, and it's happening. So the autopsy, the specimens were taken there, similar to what happened in the case of Gift Lama, Abo Peters, Gombotu, and Yeshua. That's exactly what happened. So tomorrow is that, I don't know whether we can get Emmanuel to just close up on this particular topic. Let me add Emmanuel up and see if Emmanuel will come on. Thank you so much for the effort anyway. We understand the network over there is not easy. Emmanuel, thanks for coming by. We understand. It's good to you. Yeah. Look, I was just trying now to close on this autopsy report tomorrow. You've been following. Tomorrow is Mr. Tugbo and Ms. Cooper report according to the government. To them again, similar to the four auditors, including Gifted Lama, Abo Peters, Vambuzu, and Yeshua. Similar thing was done, even though I was there, stood there as a Moses from one body to another. I observed the entire procedures and think, but then they couldn't do any conclusive, findings in Liberia. They have to send the specimens as well to Ghana, the same as this one. This is our, or the first African republic, other countries supposed to be running to for that kind of a thing, and we stay spending huge amount of money going to Ghana to do such analysis. But tomorrow is the findings. What, as an advocate yourself, what are your expectations, and what is your concern now? How do you feel about the whole case as well? Do you see justice coming through?
I don't see it coming true. I see lies, I see deception, I see intimidation, I see a lot of things. And what I am now, I'm troubled. When are we going to graduate as a nation? Because if we want to champion the cause of justice, we should stop going Ghana. And then I think, and the autopsy reports that we have gotten over the past 4-5 years, They are even repugnant and a slap in the face. Yeah, for instance, the EPS guy who traveled with the president to go to Sanokole, right? Nima Kande around Tapeta. His name was Mervyn Ellie. The executive mansion website said that was a preliminary report that the guy shot himself twice. In the leg, in the head, and wheresoever. They said they were going to bring final report. The final report has not come. Do you know that? Check on their website. They never brought final report. When the girl body was found around Boulevard, Ekeleme Junction, Florent Massacre.
Yeah.
The final report did not come out until she was buried. And that's not a sad issue that the report did not come. The saddest issue is when the report manages a way to come, it becomes a slap in the face of the victims, making them even to feel guilty like they have killed their loved ones. Such is the case of Joy Van Puto, Gifty Lama, Albert Peters, and Emmanuel Yenswa. And we could name many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And today, the case is not going to be different from all of those reports. For their Shaman's report, they're going to tell you that, okay, she was sick, she came down with a thing, and so just a foolish report. This is why they have put in place the intimidation strategy, beating and dragging on Princess's mother, so that when the report comes, nobody will have the spirit ever to stand up to say, we don't believe this report. The next thing now, they will force the body on Princess's mother. You go bury the body. That's what's going to happen. And look, this is not a country 250,000 Liberians died for.
Yeah.
This is not what we should be doing. Reports are meant to allay the grief and fear of the people. But in fact, it raises the grief and fear of the people.
Yeah.
Very hard. So I don't expect anything different, Max. I'm very frank to tell you this. And it pains my heart that the girl, because one thing they've done, the crime scene, they have opened it up to the public. We had to go there on that day before even they shut it down, which is the Fawaz business area.
Let's reopen.
If this has happened to my house, they would have caught everyone in my house, kept us in jail, investigating us one per one, until the facts can be found.
Yeah.
I don't know why they chose to give the crime scene, open the crime scene to the public. So that's prejudice. And for the same Moses Carter again, I always try to refer to him as Lying Carter. Lying Carter telling us that there was no foul play. That's prejudice. That's prejudice. This is the same way the president prejudiced the case of the auditors, saying that our boyfriend and girlfriend thing. Whenever it happens like that, then it means that you in authority have given a cause to the case. So it flows after what you have said. So I'm just disappointed that yet there's no justice.
Because we have spent enough time, and at least we dealt some of the cases or so. But the video clip we played there, Emmanuel, if you have number for anybody from Cool FM and ask them about it, I think let's try and chase this case. I know the brother said in the video there, the way he spoke is like he's not somebody that would really want to follow that case, even though he said he's talking about, on behalf of other people that it shouldn't happen again. But I personally feel that if he doesn't take the case further and settle it just like that in the little corner, then he's not sending out any message that other people will hear for you to set deterrence. So I think case as such, just like what I was saying, Mara, before you came, it's not going to be easy again, because at the end of the day, maybe the government will ask, but you're feeling burying the child, how can we do autopsy? So that's the whole thing, yeah. And this one, perhaps you'll just be a muffed. You did it. No, we didn't do it. We told you this. We didn't tell you know this and that. So I think it's a kind of a delicate case. But I think it's we can still raise the issue if you have contact with the gender ministry. Then try and bring it to the attention as well. That video is still on their website. The way I play it from. Wait a minute. I mean, let me say a very big thank you to you for this afternoon, spending the time with us. And thanks for your usual work. I didn't know, man, how powerful you are in God. May God continue to bless you, especially for those children as well. You bring it up. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm proud of you, man. Thank you, man. I didn't know that. Yeah. Here, when you adopt a child here, where I am in the United Kingdom, you go through the process or so, there's extra help from the government for the children or that child to be looked after, and make sure that that child is, and they'll create an avenue that that child will just be in a home like yours, that tomorrow they will become somebody, and they will forget about whatever happened and how they became to be adopted. So thank you, and may God continue to bless you, brother. Thank you so much. I hope another time we'll have another time again to come and discuss some issues.
Yeah. Hope so, and I'm glad always, man.
Okay, brother. Thank you. Good night. I'll call you later. Yeah, one-on-one. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for joining in this afternoon. We're gonna end here today, and by the grace of God, another time again we'll be here. Profile 1847 is the name of the talk show. Hopefully, very soon, bring you another great topic to discuss. I love you all. April 17th, 2020. It's a pleasure to be here. Ambassador Maxson Kpakio, aka Max K Mixer. Take care. God bless you all. God bless Liberia.